All right, so we're going to do a little round robin question for everybody. What storylines are you following in the most recent earnings season that is now well underway? Who goes first? Anyone?
I'll go first.
Draw straws? Okay.
I follow big oil a lot, so obviously
ExxonMobil.
I'm definitely going to be watching how the big oil players do this quarter and how they start looking at 2016. Typically, we don't start to see their analyst day presentations where they release their budgets until March. So maybe not.
This is when they go to New York and do their little dance.
So that's when we'll start to see what's going to happen in the coming year. But sometimes you get a little bit of hint of what's going on on their conference calls in the coming one. But at prices today, we've seen companies, Shell, ExxonMobil, Chevron, they've really been struggling at meeting their capital obligations, Chevron especially, because they're spending so much on those large projects like Gorgon and Wheatstone. Are they going to be able to maintain it all the way through 16 without significant deterioration of their balance sheets?
Cool. Taylor?
You want me to go? I'm just kidding. Just continue to watch margins. We got to continue to wait and see some normalization at the very least. I don't expect any expansion, but maybe the reduction in margin starts to slow down. And then also, who cuts their dividend this quarter?
Somebody's
cutting their dividend this quarter. I just don't know.
How about we make that a game? Let's make that a game.
We're going to do that next week.
No, hold on. We're going to make that a game for our listeners.
Okay.
So email us in.
Or tweet at us.
Or tweet at us. It doesn't matter. Find us somewhere.
Yeah.
And email us. Tell us what company you think is going to win or is going to cut their dividend this quarter. We got some Motley Fool
You will
swag
get, at the very least, a shout-out on the show by name. It'll be awesome.
The very least.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We can't guarantee swag without clearing it. I don't know.
We can give a hat out.
Fine. We'll give a hat out. I'm particularly interested to see companies have been cutting a lot of CapEx, as we are all fully aware, like hundreds of billions of dollars. However, this came along with some impressive efficiency gains last year, which pretty much kept production. I mean, the U.S. lost 500,000 barrels a day, but we're still over 9 million at last count. So we're starting to see 2016 budgets come out, as Tyler mentioned. So I'm expecting deeper cuts, but I'm extremely curious to see where companies think their production is going to be for this year. This question came to mind for me because Continental, led by the one and only Harold Hamm, came out and said they're cutting CapEx again this year by 2/3 or something.
60-something percent.
Yeah, 60 is crazy. But they actually think that their production's only going to drop something like 10%, and they think their natural gas production is actually going to go up. And I was like, whoa. So I don't know if
that's
they're
just
an
because they're
outlier.
going to capture more of their flared natural gas.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway.
I'm slightly apprehensive.
You think they're an outlier?
It's not that I distrust anything that he says, but this is also a guy that back in 2014 when oil started to decline, completely wiped out all of the hedges on his company to protect cash flow, saying this is unsustainable. Well, now we're 18 months later, and it's still going on.
And it's lower.
It was a wrong bet. So I'd like to see him make some right bets before I really start to trust what's going on with him.